16 minutes past 8 now. If you take the A34 on a regular basis, particularly if you're going from Stafford and you're heading south, maybe going to Cannock, you might have noticed when you get to Brocton, there's quite a nasty crossroads that's there. Now, people who live near to these crossroads said there's been quite a few crashes there, and recently a man died, and they want something done about it. BBC Radio Stoke Stafford reporter Chris King has been to find out more.
Kate Young is on a mission.
The main problem with this crossroads is that it's slightly offset. You've got two minor roads meeting a major one. The Highways Department put safety cameras in a few years ago because this is a dangerous crossroads, but this has just caused the traffic to bunch up, which means that you can be waiting anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes to get across. People get impatient and try and dodge across, which causes a lot of minor incidents. Unfortunately, it's only the ones where an injury is caused that get recorded.
And it was one of those accidents which made Kate start a petition.
The motorcyclist from Stafford has died after a crash at the Brocton Crossroads. The 55-year-old's bike collided with...
So just on the corner here we have a memorial. It is a light brown cross. It's got a picture of Jeff Jones and has the date on which the accident actually happened, and there's also a card which is in memory of a special dad. And just over here on the signpost we've got some flowers as well. So obviously the family has, you know, taken this really, really hard, and people around here are kind of hoping that it won't happen again.
The names of 2,000 people were on that petition when it was handed to the county council, calling for either a roundabout or traffic lights to be installed. Although it'll cost money, Kate says it'll be worth it.
The expense of the roundabout, I think, was somewhere in the region of £700,000, the traffic lights for £300,000. I might have those figures wrong. But when you offset that against the cost of a fatality, which usually costs upwards of 1 million, probably getting on towards 2 million, when you take into account the fact they have to close the road, medical services, police, accident investigators, and it does mount up.
I headed back to see Mike Marion, the Conservative councillor in charge of highways, to see what he had to say about it. But first, I had to negotiate the crossroads.
There's a white van which is just edging its way across. This is a little bit nerve-wracking. And that's made it. Now there's one coming, and another white van coming to my left. I can see a yellow car, so I've just got to make my way over. So that wasn't too bad, to be honest with you, but I know that we have seen, certainly while I've been here, a lot worse.
Mike, are you going to do anything about Brocton Crossroads?
Oh, most certainly. I do have the history of the crossroads. Since the petition arrived, I've obviously asked as a cabinet member about what was happening there, and I understand this is a notorious black spot and that various remedies have been tried, but from the sounds of this it obviously needs to be looked at again. I'm personally going down to have a look at the junction, and I would like to express my sympathy as well to the motorcyclist, especially as a fellow motorcyclist who's got hit on this junction and sadly lost his life.
Now we all know there's constraints on budgets at the moment, and you know, roundabouts are expensive things, so how likely would they be to get one?
I wouldn't like to comment on the exact solution. I think that needs professionals to advise. If it has a priority, then we'll make sure we can move heaven and earth to get it. It may mean that some other road engineering project elsewhere in the county suffers, but it's going to be a matter of priority. And you're quite right, budgets are strained, and we're expecting a big knock after October when we know what money we've got for next financial year. So we'll have to prioritise things in order. But if needs must, then it's got to go through.
Conservative councillor Mike Marion ending that report by BBC Radio Stoke Stafford reporter Chris King. Needless to say, we'll be following that story closely here at BBC Radio Stoke.